J-Real. J-Real.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Average Joe Sports Show. I'm J-Real. Let me take a moment just to say thanks to everybody for all their comments and calls on the first show. We were really excited to get the information and the feedback. And yes, we know there were a lot of errors and mistakes and things that could have been a lot better in the first show. But we're just going to learn as time goes, and the experience and the nervousness will wear itself off, that not only myself but anyone that comes in the studio and that will be calling in will go through doing this. And I would just like to say thank you to my younger kid brother Damien over there in Orlando, Florida. Yes, we do know that speech is very important, and the way that we conduct our speech during interviews or during this show is very important. So we're going to take that very strongly into consideration and really try to improve on that, just for you and your lovely wife Heather, so that way you guys won't get drunk on those drinking games about our show. All right, so digging in, this is the Sports Weekend edition, special edition. Why is that? It's the NBA All-Star Weekend. Now, any of you that enjoy the NBA, as me and my friends do, you'll know that the NBA All-Star Weekend comes with lots of different challenges and events, and one of the big ones being the Slam Dunk Contest. Now, there's been a lot of debate over the last few days on the Slam Dunk Contest, and is it really the way it used to be? How can we make it better? How can it transform back into something better? Evolve, I guess you could say. Well, let's just break it down like this. The NBA itself, just as it goes for football or any other sport in the world, it's not the same game as it used to be. 2 decades ago, the NBA was about pride and competition and for the love of the game. And you had athletes like Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, the greats, in my era anyway, that played the game at a high level, not just for money and fame, but because it was all about competition. And right now, I personally feel, and as many of my friends and buddies that are involved in this sports show also feel, that it's a different game. Things aren't the same as it used to be. Competition isn't as looked at as it used to be. I mean, now you have guys shaking hands, hugging, kissing before and after the games. That's not the way it used to be 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Competition drove these guys almost to hatred during game times, before and right after. So it's a different game. So I think anyone and everyone would agree to that we're not looking at the same game. Now, how can we make the Slam Dunk Contest more exciting? Well, unfortunately, it's going to be very difficult. Why? We cannot get the stars of the NBA to be involved with the Slam Dunk Contest. 20 years ago, you could not have a Slam Dunk Contest if you did not have Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, even little Spud Webb got involved. That's how much competition meant back then. Now we can't even get the stars. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, who would probably break both of his knees if he tried to do some kind of big or acrobatic slam dunk. Where's the Kevin Garnett's? Where's all the stars of the NBA right now? It's very difficult. Instead, you get no-namers or up-and-comers that can fly high and do some really nasty dunks. It's just not going to cut it. People don't know who these people are. They've never heard of these athletes and these players on these NBA teams. So unfortunately, folks, the way it's going to break down and the way I'll just wrap this up is the NBA All-Star Weekend has kind of went down from 20 years ago. And that's okay, because just like most of the sports, the contact, the way that they play the game, it seems to all be heading down. But we still watch it. Why? Because we're knuckleheads and we're sports junkies. And if it's on TV and it involves competition, we are going to watch it. All right, moving on next. This is a little bit of a sad story. Came across the wires, I believe, yesterday. I don't know who broke it, but a gentleman by the name of Oscar Pistronis, I believe is the name. He is the double amputee from South Africa. He is being accused of murder. I believe he shot his girlfriend 4 times from what they're saying. And I'm just going to make this very brief and very quick on this topic. The guy is very well known and he's famous over there where he lives in South Africa. And he's actually started to cross over a little bit of his fame into the United States. People, please, let's wait till the evidence and the facts come out before people start calling him a killer or not a killer or whatever the facts are. We'll find out soon. All I'm asking is, let's just wait and see what the facts are. I think as normal, rational people that we should be, if you don't know the facts, we shouldn't make any assumptions or come to any conclusions until we know the facts. And so with that in mind, I'm just going to leave that topic alone. It is a very delicate subject, but I'm personally not going to make any assumptions until the evidence is all out and clear. Moving on. Trade rumors. Hot off the wire. Kevin Garnett to the Clippers. Really, it's not going to happen. Do you honestly think that the Celtics are going to give up not only their main star in Kevin Garnett, but then there's also rumors that Rajon Rondo might be becoming an LA Laker? Wow. What are the Celtics thinking? Now, granted, they are an older team, so they do need to do some facelifts to that team or some minor alterations with the youth that's on that team, because they're probably one of the oldest teams in the NBA right now. But it would be very difficult for me personally to see that the Celtics give up 2 of their all-stars. And what are they going to get in return? Well, let's see. They might get Howard from LA. How well has he been working out? The guy has back problems. The guy has ego problems, personal problems, whatever you want to call it. He just isn't panning out. Hasn't panned out for years. He's still a great talent, though, in my opinion. Who knows? Maybe a trade to the Celtics would be a way to turn this guy's career around. There's a lot of rumors going on with these 2 trades. They're blockbuster trades, but again, I think they're a little premature, and everyone seems to be denying these rumors that this talk is actually starting to pick up speed. So, again, maybe in the next 3 to 4 days, the facts will come out about these trade rumors, and then we'll be able to see what's real and what's not real. Because you know how this show is. We want to be real with everything that we come to with you folks out there in YouTube land with the facts. So, very interesting trade rumors. We'll see what happens. Finally, we're going to wrap up with a little bit of baseball. Brian Braun, this guy, he's got away by the skin of his teeth without getting busted for, performance-enhanced drugs in the past. I can't exactly remember all the facts to it, but it was something about his sample had been stored at the gentleman's house, or it wasn't stored at the right temperature, so when the sample came back negative or positive for performance enhancement drugs, they fought it. And from the results of that, they won. Now, here comes this list that all these pro athletes are on, and that they're supposedly owing all this money to this gentleman for these drugs, performance enhancement drugs, I should say, and his name's on the list. Once again, doesn't mean anything. There's not actual facts that this is a purchase list. It's just kind of all starting to really evolve right now to where people are starting to look at what does this list really mean. Who's going to have to testify from this list, if anything? Is Major League Baseball actually investigating into this list? But then right away you have Brian Braun coming out and basically talking about it, giving it credit, giving it momentum, instead of saying, I don't know why my name is not on this list. Really? I mean, why say anything? It's a list. It could be a list that's, we're going to play, a round of golf. We're going to play a round of bowling. Who knows? Why would you just openly come out on your own and start giving any kind of verification of this list as some type of performance enhancement drug list? So, I would say to Brian, please, buddy, if you want to get through this with the least amount of scarring and damage to your career or to your name, just be quiet until it comes out, until people actually have evidence against you, until you're actually busted. Jay Real says, keep it real and zip it. Don't get yourself into trouble that you don't have to get into. It's important that if the facts are there, great. If they're not, shut up. Anyway, folks, we're going to wrap up this weekend edition. And again, we'd just like to thank everybody. And if you would please, again, leave comments and your feedback on the comment section there. We'll be sure to look them over as we do every day. And we're really excited to continue with more shows. Again, 2 shows, hopefully per week, maybe more depending on if there's any exciting, as my brother loves to say, hot topics in sports. We'll get back with you. Anyway, for Jay Real out. We'll see you next time.
Jay Real. Jay Real.